DJ Humphrey's personal trainer, last month 14,000.
Former gym owner.
Former corporate America.
12,000.
Hendricks, former United States Marine, thanks to the products and an incredible organization, this month is going to be over $35,000. I love her to live.
Shlomo from Israel, background karate teacher, 36,000.
Brooke from Minnesota, former athletic trainer, 45,000.
Tim Miles, personal trainer, 40,000.
Stefan Graziani, ex-cyclist, this year over $1.7 million.
Wow!
Chris and Andrea, take it over.
Hey there, how are y'all doing? So we got started in the business. It'll be 3 years next month. Before Herbalife, we were just struggling, trying to live the American dream. Chris went to college. I was working as a medical assistant. We moved to Dallas because that's where the fitness industry is. It's definitely not in Oklahoma, at least 5 years ago. I was supportive of him. I really didn't care about nutrition or health or anything like that. I was always just healthy, and I thought that was great. Except my mom died 2 years before from a massive heart attack, and it killed her, and she was 46. So knowing that you can appear to be healthy and you're really not healthy really put it in me to help women get healthy. I got myself healthy. I dropped 7% body fat in about a month. First pregnancy, I gained 50 pounds. I'm doing 5 weeks, and I've gained about 20. So definitely a difference on the products. The first month in the business, we made $1,900, and that's almost what I made at my full-time job. Although it took me a year to quit my full-time job because I loved my job, finally went full-time with Chris. After about 6 months in the business, we were making $5,000 a month. Right when we got started in the business, we'd almost lost our house, we'd almost lost our car, we got our boat repossessed. My little boy was growing up in daycare, and this little guy, I only have to go to daycare if I need him to. I get to raise him at home and at the club. After a year, we were making $10,000 a month.
I got started about 2.5 years ago as a personal trainer. I went to college to do that, had a huge passion for fitness and a huge passion for nutrition, and thought personal training was my route. And I moved with my best friend Tim Files to Dallas, and we started our own personal training business. And really thought it was a plan for success. We followed all the right rules. We got the education, we got the certifications, we got the business, we worked diligently, we worked hard. And just like Andrew said, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, when the economy took a hit, people couldn't afford high-end personal training. And unfortunately, we suffered because of it. And all the hard work, all the education, all the time, the 70-hour weeks, all of a sudden we found ourselves dead broke. And I really didn't know what to do. It's just been absolutely phenomenal, guys. Best month where I still train full-time. My wife gets to stay home when she wants to. My little boy gets to grow up with us again. We got a new one on the way, like she says, and it's been absolutely phenomenal, guys. Best month, $20,000. So it's been absolutely great. And our bonus kicks in next month, so we haven't even kicked in yet. So thank you, guys.
Really excited to be up here. Basically, 3 years ago, I was actually sitting back there in the back, of the, in the stands with some of you guys back there. I actually grew up in a little bitty town in Allen, Oklahoma. I grew up very poor, okay? My dad was making $3.75 an hour, and I always wanted more than what my family had. And, I was like, the only way you can actually do it is like, okay, I was always taught to go to college. So, I kind of went that road, and I couldn't read when I got out of high school. It was a really tough deal, so I really struggled with that. Took some reading courses in college, barely made it in. Graduated college, went down to Dallas, just kind of, fulfilling my dream. I was like, graduate from college, you get a job, you think life is going to be really sweet, And what I found out is I was a personal trainer at Lifetime Fitness. I was actually the #1 trainer there for several months in a row, but I was working 70, 80 hours a week, and I didn't have any time, I didn't have a life. I was making so much money for the company, I was barely taking home anything. I was, you think about it, in Oklahoma too, where we're at, you're making $40,000 a year, you're doing awesome. You really think that. I went down there and I was making 65, but I had no time. So I did that for about a year and a half, and I realized, well, what, there's got to be something more. And so I actually went, I'm not going to tear up or anything, but anyways, it was a big deal, and I went to my entrepreneur spirit, and I was like, went to this personal training studio, started training half the time, and I started making a lot more money, and I had a little bit of time, but what happened, everybody was around 2008, the economy crashed, Well, if you're a personal trainer, it's a tough business, because basically you're after 1% of the market, that 1% of the market gets a lot smaller. You're struggling, and I was definitely living above my means. I had a brand new house built, I had a brand new car, and not thinking anything would happen, you know, and well, it did. I lost my clients, I lost everything. I lost my house, I lost my car, and I was like, man, what am I gonna do? And I still continued trying to personal train. I saw personal training studios going out of business. I saw gyms going out of business. I was like, what I was gonna do? My buddy Chris, you know, who's branded Herbalife, I was still, you know, going this little path, and he was trying to get me in Herbalife, and I didn't know anything to do with it. I didn't know what it was about, and I was like, dude, I'll try to how is it better than any other product? You know, until I got on it. But the biggest thing is like, you know, it took him only 2 weeks to get me on it, but yeah, I got some incredible results, and you know what we do in Herbalife, you get good results, you talk to people. You see a good movie, you talk to people, that's what happened. So I continued this path, and you know, I started plugging it. 14 months in, I'm at $10,000 a month. I was like, wow, $10,000 a month. I mean, if you ever, you know, coming from real poor, making $10,000 a month, I was like, dude, I didn't know what to think, man. I had all this money coming in. I kind of started playing a little bit, and you know what? You know, in January, I was like, you know, I'm going back to work. And you know, and it's crazy. Just this year, we're from $10,000 to $40,000 a month. I mean, $40,000 a month. I'm barely even. All right, in the bank account. I mean, is that not crazy? How much would your life change? $10,000 a month, right? Would that not change your life? $10,000 a month, but then $40,000 just this year. I mean, it's mind-boggling. But I'm really